Fasting has been an ancient practice that humans have been doing since the dawn of time. Back in the day, we would have to get up and we would have to hunt for whatever food we wanted to eat. Yeah, there were nuts, fruits, and berries littered around, but that wasn't enough to sustain us. If we wanted to survive, if we wanted to keep going as a species, we would have to go hunt down a piece of wild game, a woolly mammoth, a wild elk, a big bison. And during these times in which we had to hunt, there was no food in our bellies. We were fasted, we were hungry, and that, my friends, is why I still stick to the primal ways and eat one meal a day. Nah, but with all seriousness, y'all, my name is Susu, I'm the one Sule, and I am about to tell you about why I only eat one meal a day. So just sit back, relax, and let me just give you a little rundown on how you can pretty much turn into a modern day superhero by eating one meal a day. So number one is time. Time is money, y'all. In today's day and age, time is everything. I don't want to waste my time always eating, because when you eat, it's a whole process. You gotta cook, you gotta clean, you gotta get the food ready, you gotta go buy the food if you ain't got no food, then you gotta eat the food, then you gotta digest the food, and it's just too much of a process to do that like 3+ times a day. I'm not doing all that. On top of that, if you go out, let's say you say, oh, but you can DoorDash, you can get something to eat. No, it still doesn't matter. It's the same process because I got to get in my car. I got to go to the venue. I got to eat the food. Then I got to digest the food. And then on top of that, I got to digest shitty food, which is just going to slow me down. Like if I go get some Chick-fil-A and get me 2 Chick-fil-A sandwiches and whatever else they got, boy, I'm done for today. I'm down for the count. My brain is going to be so freaking clogged up with whatever stuff they put in the Chick-fil-A sandwiches. I'm done for. I'm simply done for because it's filled with like Cheetos, it's filled with processed food, refined carbs, just all a bunch of stuff that you don't want to be eating, that you shouldn't be eating. So time is the number one factor. Is that when I eat one meal a day, I'm able to get everything done that I need to get done in the day. And my food almost becomes like a reward. So it becomes a bigger deal to me. I have these big ass feasts at the end of the day. Next, number 2 is discipline. It's like, look, eating one meal a day, it's not easy. I'm not going to act like it's easy because my whole life I was eating like 3 meals a day. I was eating 3+ meals a day. And not to mention, I've always been like my family would tell you, I eat a lot of food. Yesterday, I went to my grandma's. I had like 7 lamb chops. I had probably 2 or 3 sweet potatoes. On top of that, I had a whole bowl of fruit. Like when I eat food, I eat a lot of food because I have a very big appetite. But when it came to the one meal a day, I had to find a way to almost, curate my appetite to where I can get all my calories, all the food that I'm gonna eat just in one meal. So yeah, it's hard because sometimes I do get hungry throughout the day and I have to resist. But it's gotten so much easier. Like at first, when I first used to do it, it was a huge battle. I was like, oh my gosh, I can only eat once a day, and my mind was playing tricks with me. I was seeing stars, I'm seeing food everywhere. But after a couple of weeks, not even, it got super easy. And now I might get a hunger craving, but usually I don't. I usually just drink water and then I'm good. Throw some salt in the water and then I'm good. And also what this does is that then when I'm working, it gives me just this hungry mindset. This mindset of I ain't got no food. Okay, so I really if I want to eat, I really gotta work. So I gotta go to the gym. I gotta work on my business. I gotta get my schoolwork done because all that comes before I eat my first meal. So it's it puts me in a hungry mindset. It's I'm not just doing this stuff just to do this stuff, just to get it through and done with over the course of the day. I'm doing this stuff so I can eat, so I can survive, so I can continue on my family lineage. Because if you don't eat, you're gonna die. You're gonna starve. So it just gives me that hungry mindset that I need, especially because today's day and age is just so soft. I feel like I need to give myself every single edge in order to succeed. Number 3 is obviously just health. When you're fasted, especially when you eat one meal a day, you get into a state of autophagy and HGH increases. So what is autophagy? That's essentially cell regeneration. This means your body is going to eat all the dead cells inside of you and it's going to regenerate with new cells. And on top of that, you get HGH, which is human growth hormone. This is the youth hormone that makes you look young. Not to mention it helps you gain muscle. It builds and repairs and restores your body. So if y'all look here, a lot of people tell me I look young. Y'all, I'm 22. And people tell me that I look 19 and whatnot all the time, which I take that as a compliment, but I say that to say, I believe the reason behind this is the fasting, because I've had so much autophagy and HGH just coursing through my body. It's truly, it's like you age backwards. So if anyone out there feels old, if anyone is like, yo, why do I look 40 years old at 18? Like, just start fasting. Start the 1 meal a day, and trust me, you'll literally start aging in reverse to the point where it might actually get annoying. Number 4 is focus, okay? The amount of mental clarity and focus you feel when you eat 1 meal a day is indescribable, to be quite honest, because here's the thing: when you're fasted, BDNF, brain derived neurotrophic factor, goes up. Yeah, I know that's a mouthful, but pretty much what it means is that you're just able to make new neural connections, new neural pathways in your brain open up, so you're able to think differently, but also you're able to focus more intently. On top of that, you don't have to deal with the issue of digestion. If y'all were listening earlier in the video, y'all already know that I get all my work done before I eat my first meal. I get my training done, I get stuff done on my business, whether it be the YouTube, school, or X. And then on top of that, I also do my schoolwork. And so I get all that done. And during this time, I'm so lasered and I'm so focused because my BDNF has gone up. But on top of that, I don't have to deal with digestion. For those of y'all that don't know, digestion just takes so much effort. Digestion is like, if you eat food and then you have to digest it, that's 30% of your brain power being taken away. But when you're fasted, it's like your brain is finally turned on, like that scene in Lucy when like she has access to 100% of her brain, and then she becomes like one with like the source energy. It's a crazy movie actually, but side tangent. But I say all that to say, when you are fasted, your focus goes up, mental clarity is like on 100 times, so you can get whatever work you got to get done and at a high quality. Number 5 is energy, okay? When you are fasted, your testosterone increases. So as we all know, testosterone is kind of like, I like to call it like the confidence hormone, just like the man hormone. It's like, pretty much just makes you a man. It gives you all this energy, a deep voice, all this other stuff, man. And with the testosterone going up, then like, it just makes you more energetic and so y'all get the point. So not to mention your ketones also go up. So when your ketones increase in your body, essentially this means that your body is running off of fat. So your body starts running off of fat, you start burning fat. So just doing whatever you do throughout your day, you're gonna be burning fat as a fuel source. So not only are you gonna be, getting energy from your fat, you're gonna be getting leaner, but on top of that, you're also just like, the fuel from ketones is different from the fuel from carbs. The fuel from ketones and fat is much more pure because our brains and whatnot, they run off of fat. Like we need fat. So like I'm saying, like we need the food fat. We don't actually need fat on our bodies like that. It's not that serious. So yeah, the energy that you get from that is going to be much better. It's going to help with the clear mental clarity and focus and thinking. And number 6 is freedom. When I eat 1 meal a day, I can eat whatever I want because I have an entire 24-hour period to digest whatever it is I ate. So of course though, I'm very smart with it. I don't try to, I don't just go out and get like fried chicken and eat like as much of that as I can, because that's still gonna make me feel like shit. And sure, I'll be able to digest it, but it's not gonna help me. It's not gonna help me grow. It's not gonna get me closer to my goals. Instead, I'll usually have like some ground beef. I eat some tuna with that. Every now and then I might get a protein bar. They're called RX bars. They're like the only bars that I really fuck with. Like Gatorade bars and Cliff bars, like fuck all that. No. Only real bars I eat is the RX bar. On top of that, I have like some dark chocolate and some blueberries, and that's really all I eat because I also don't really have like any money to spend on food right now. So there's that factor as well. But that's besides the point. The point is I have so much freedom. So if I wanted to go eat McDonald's every day and get 5 Big Macs, I could. I'm not going to because that's stupid. And not to mention, I don't know what they be putting in that food. So I'm not going to do that. But y'all get the point. It gives you way more freedom. And then the last point, but not least, is obviously your body. Your body, it just becomes way easier to stay lean. And with me, I'm a football player. I'm a cornerback. I'm all about staying lean and I want to stay lean, but be as strong as possible, because that way my speed is at its maximum, but also I'm still very strong. I'm able to fend people off, make tackles, all that. So everything for me just comes down to being lean and strong and fast. So eating 1 meal a day promotes this because I spend so much time burning fat that I don't have any fat on my body. I pretty much just become like a bullet of strength and muscle. You feel me? You feel me? Yeah, you feel me? Okay, so how do you start eating one meal a day? Well, the key is you don't start with eating one meal a day. That's so unsustainable, and you're not gonna make it, simply put. Like, I've tried to go from like eating 3 meals a day to eating 1 meal a day. I think I did this in my freshman year because I was getting a little chubby. I was putting on that freshman 15, and I'm over here, yo. I'm eating like, I went from eating like 4 meals a day. I try to eat 1 meal a day. And yo, like during the day, I'm going insane. I'm freaking losing my mind. I'm trying to eat 1 meal a day. And yeah, I did it for the first like 2 days, 3 days. But also during my 1 meal of the day, I'm like gorging myself on food. I feel like I'm about to throw up. After like 2 or 3 days, I relapsed, bro. Like, I'm telling you, I went to the dining hall early in the morning. I'm like, yo, I went and got me the eggs that the cool cook man would make. I went and got me the pancakes. I went and got me the waffles. I got me like this tuna wrap. Like, yo, I was grubbing because it just wasn't sustainable. I tried to go from 0 to 100, and obviously that's not how this shit works. You got to be consistent, and slowly it'll compound over time, and stuff will get easier. You got to go from 0 to 1 to 2. Now, the speed at which you do that is based on you. Okay, no one said that you got to go from 0 to 100 at a slow rate. You can still go from 0 to 100 at a fast rate. You just got to, go through all the levels though. So instead, what I recommend you do is start with intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is essentially, you have a condensed eating window. So let's say for now, let's say you eat from sun up till sundown. You probably eat when you wake up, and you probably eat before you go to bed. So we're just going to condense that window. Instead of eating when you wake up, you're going to skip breakfast, and you're not going to eat until 12 p.m. You're also going to cut yourself off from eating at 8 p.m. This means that you only have 8 hours to eat your food. Outside of that 8-hour window, you're not eating food. From 8 p.m. to 12 p.m., you're not eating food. And this is going to give you a microdose of all the benefits I talked about earlier: mental focus, time freedom, discipline, HGH going up, just your energy going up, your youthfulness going up, having the freedom to eat whatever you want because you're going to spend so much time digesting. So yeah, you're going to get a microdose of those benefits, and slowly over time, you can begin to condense the window. After 1 week, you can condense it to noon to 6 p.m. After another week, you can condense it from noon to 4 p.m. After another week, you can condense it from noon to 2 p.m. Like, you get what I'm saying? So it really, you can honestly do it in you could try to condense it down over the course of, I would say like a couple weeks. But the way I would do it, if I was starting over, I would condense it every week. So I'd spend 1 week with an 8-hour window, next week 6 hours, then 4, then 2, or you can even do less. So like 1 week 8, then 7, then 6, then 5, then just slowly condense it over time. And eventually your body adapts. Your body's going to adapt because your body adapts to anything you throw at it. And slowly you're just going to get used to eating, 1 meal a day if that's your goal. And for me, I feel like that should be the goal for everyone. And also, I have a couple conspiracies. I'm going to lay it out because if you're still watching this video at this point, then I already know you're one of the real ones and you're willing to listen to this conspiracy. So here's the thing, to break it down simply put. My conspiracy is that the reason that we are all told to eat 3 meals a day and to always be eating around the clock and it's unhealthy to fast, I believe that's because it makes us easier to control that way. We become more susceptible. If you've ever gone to Thanksgiving and you've stuffed yourself, you know how hard it is to just do anything. You don't want to do anything. You want to just sit, lay around with the itis, and just essentially be a blob, okay? So when you're eating all the time, that's what happens. Your mind becomes dulled because so much of your mental energy is taken up by digestion, and it just becomes easier to sit around and do nothing. It becomes easier to sit around and be a couch potato. So my theory is that in order to make people, aka humans, aka people mainly in the US, more susceptible to consumerism, just buying stuff all the time, I believe that we're promoted and told to eat all the time, so that way it becomes easier to sell us stuff. Because when you're hungry and stuff, you're just like, oh yeah, whatever, I'll go buy that. It just puts you in a state of consumption. So yeah, then you stay in the matrix and the rat race and all that. But yeah, that's just my theory. So stop being a consumer, become a creator. Simple as that. And if you want to see a video on why I'm a failure, it should pop up on the end screen right around now. On top of that, don't forget join Athletics Next Gen. It's the free school community that I just made. I have a whole masterclass too as well, a whole free course on just how to level up your life. Not to mention it's just a great community, so that way we can all, like, if you're watching this video still, I already know you're like me, I'm like you, and we probably have similar ideas, so that way with the group community we can just share our ideas, get support from each other, and hold each other accountable, and just continue to grow and level up together. So my homies, everyone watching this right now, I really do appreciate y'all. Thank you for watching the video. Stay up and stay blessed. Dooski.